There's a voice in your head that talks to you all day. You know the one. It tells you you're not ready. It tells you you're not smart enough, not talented enough, not far enough along. It tells you to wait. It tells you other people can do it, but you probably can't. And you've been listening to it your whole life. You've been obeying it like it's gospel, like it knows you better than anyone. But I want you to sit with something for a second. What if that voice isn't yours? What if the thing you've been treating as your deepest instinct is actually just a recording? A playlist of every person who ever made you feel small, playing on repeat so long you forgot you didn't write it. Think about it. You weren't born thinking you couldn't do things. No kid looks at a wall and thinks, I'm not the kind of person who climbs walls. They just climb it. The doubt came later. It came from somewhere. Maybe it was a parent who said, be realistic, whenever you talked about what you wanted. Maybe it was a teacher who made you feel stupid in front of the class one time. And that one time became the thing you heard every time you tried to learn something new. Maybe it was a friend who laughed at your idea. Maybe it was a stranger on the internet who said something cruel and it stuck in your ribs for years. None of those people are in the room with you right now, but their words are. Their words became the voice. And the voice became so familiar that you stopped questioning where it came from. You just assumed it was you. You're not thinking when that voice talks. You're replaying. You're hearing a sentence someone said to you at 14 and letting it make decisions for you at 25. The loudest voice in your head is a stranger wearing your voice, and that stranger wrote you a character, not on purpose. It's happened slowly, sentence by sentence, year by year. Every time someone said you weren't enough, a line got added to the script. Every time you failed and someone's reaction confirmed your worst fear about yourself, another line. And eventually you had a whole character, a version of you that doesn't take risks, doesn't start things, doesn't believe they'll work out. And you've been performing that character every single day without realizing it. I felt this when I was trying to start this channel. Every time I sat down to record, I heard it. Who's gonna watch this? You don't know what you're talking about. This is embarrassing. And for the longest time, I thought that was my gut telling me the truth. It wasn't. It was a character someone else built for me out of every moment I'd ever been made to feel like I wasn't enough. And I was letting that character make every decision about my life. Here's the widest way I can say this. Your brain is running a program right now. It's running code that decides what you believe about yourself, what you think you deserve, what you think you're capable of. And you didn't write that code. Your parents wrote some of it. Your teachers wrote some of it. Your failures wrote some of it. The internet wrote some of it. And you've never once opened it up and asked, do I actually agree with this? You've just been running it. Default settings. Someone else's configuration. And every time you say, I'm not the kind of person who does that, or I could never do something like that, that's not insight. That's not self-awareness. That's the program talking. That's code you inherited from people who didn't know they were writing it. But here's what nobody told you about that code. You can rewrite it, not overnight. Not with one big moment of clarity, but sentence by sentence. The same way it was written in the first place. The next time that voice says you can't do this, I want you to stop and ask one question. Whose voice is that actually? Is that me, or is that a 14-year-old memory of someone who didn't know what I'd become? And then replace it, not with something fake, not with some affirmation you don't believe, just with something truer. I've done hard things before. I've survived worse than this. I don't know if this will work, but I'm going to find out. Small sentences, real ones, repeated enough times that they start to carve a new path. Because your brain doesn't care which voice is loudest. It just follows whichever one you play the most. You've been performing a character someone else wrote for you, and you've been doing it so long you thought it was who you are. It's not. It was never you. It was just the loudest voice in the room. So turn it down, write a new line, speak it until it's louder than the old one. You're not who they said you were. You're who you decide to be. And that decision starts the second you stop replaying and start writing.